Hey everyone, ready to dive into a story that goes way beyond just tennis?
I'm ready.
We're talking Serena Williams. I mean, you know her as a tennis legend, but
Right.
this deep dive, well, we're going to uncover what makes her such an icon.
Beyond the court, for sure.
Exactly. And we've got these excerpts from a biography,
Oh, cool.
and it's seriously packed with insights. You'll see Serena in a whole new light, I promise. Ready to explore this with me?
Absolutely. I think a lot of people kind of underestimate just how much depth there is to Serena's journey.
Okay, so picture this. Compton, California. You know, not exactly where you'd think a tennis star comes from, right?
Right.
But this is where it all began. What do you think, what did Richard Williams see in his daughters that made him believe they could actually become champions? I mean, defying all these odds, right?
It really is fascinating, isn't it? I mean, Compton, it wasn't a place of privilege. There weren't exactly easy paths there. But Richard Williams, he had this like unwavering belief of vision for his daughter's future. And he wasn't a professional coach or anything.
He wasn't.
No, he taught himself, and then he just instilled that drive in Venus and Serena.
Wow. Talk about grit. I mean, they had financial hurdles, right?
Yeah,
Limited access to, like, top-notch training.
for sure.
And then on top of all that, being a black family in a sport that wasn't, let's be honest, not known for its diversity.
It was a lot stacked against them.
It's like they were almost set up to fail. You know what I mean?
It's true.
And yet, they persevered.
They really did. It really makes you think about, like, the whole nature versus nurture thing. I mean, they clearly had raw talent,
Oh, yeah.
but there was also their dad's, unwavering support and the girls' own determination. I mean, incredible.
They didn't just want to play.
Yeah,
They wanted to dominate.
it absolutely did.
And dominate they did. I mean, yeah, sponsorships helped.
Sure.
But that 1999 U.S. Open win, when Serena was just 17.
17 years old?
I mean, come on, that was a defining moment.
Absolutely. I mean, that victory, it just sent shockwaves through the entire tennis world,
Yeah.
Here was this, young, powerful black woman just challenging the, like, established order. It was a cultural moment.
Yeah.
Things were going to change, and everyone knew it.
It was like she was announcing to the world, hey, I've arrived.
Totally.
Not just as an athlete, but as a force to be reckoned with,
100%.
And that fight, that like refusal to be confined by expectations,
Yeah.
that keeps coming up throughout her career.
Right. And think about the 2001 Indian Wells incident, the racism that Serena and her family experienced from the crowd.
Yeah.
It was awful. Just a painful reminder of, the prejudice that still existed within the sport.
I mean, to face that kind of hate while you're competing at such a high level,
It's unimaginable.
heartbreaking. And what does she do?
Well, she boycotted the tournament for 14 years.
14 years.
Didn't go back until she felt ready to, promote healing, address the issue on her own terms.
Wow. That's, I mean, incredible strength.
It's more than strength, though. It's like
Yeah.
this calculated decision. She's controlling her own narrative. She wasn't going to let anyone dictate her timeline for, forgiveness or reconciliation.
Wow.
It was about confronting racism on her own terms, which is a powerful statement.
It really is.
Yeah.
And this commitment to equality, it's not just about race.
No, definitely not.
I mean, remember her fight for equal pay in tennis?
Oh, absolutely. And that wasn't just about the money either. It was about challenging, like, the whole system, the way women's sports were undervalued.
Right.
Serena knew what she was worth, and she demanded that the world recognize it.
It's almost like those early challenges. They fueled her fire.
Yeah.
They pushed her to not just, succeed on the court, but to fight for something bigger than herself.
And that's what makes her so captivating.
It really is.
She's not just an athlete. She's a symbol of, like, resilience, overcoming adversity, using your platform to, advocate for change.
Yeah.
That's Serena.
Wait, so we're back, and we're diving even deeper into the story of Serena Williams. Last time we talked about her challenging beginnings, her rise to tennis superstardom and all that,
Right.
and how those early experiences with racism and sexism,
Yeah,
they kind of fueled her fight for equality.
absolutely.
But her story, I mean, it goes way beyond just the court. Right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Serena's journey is like a master class in navigating, well, everything. Motherhood, business, fashion, philanthropy.
Wow.
And she's not just participating, she's like changing the game in every single one.
Okay, so let's start with motherhood. I mean, Serena became a mom in 2017, right?
Yep.
And she hasn't been shy at all about sharing the realities of balancing a super demanding career with, raising a child.
Her openness is, I think it's really refreshing. I mean, a lot of public figures, they try to present this, picture-perfect image of parenthood.
Yeah, totally.
But Serena's different. She shows us the raw, sometimes messy truth. The exhaustion, the guilt of leaving her daughter to travel for tournaments.
A lot.
It's the constant juggle. And that's something that so many parents, I mean, especially working moms, they can relate to.
Right. It kind of humanizes her.
Exactly.
I mean, she's this incredible athlete, businesswoman, icon.
Right.
But she's also just, a mom, figuring it out as she goes, just like the rest of us.
And that makes her even more relatable, even more inspiring.
Yeah.
It tells other working mothers that, hey, it's okay to struggle, to feel conflicted, to not have all the answers.
Right.
Motherhood doesn't mean, you can't have ambition or you can't achieve great things.
It's a powerful message, especially in a society that often expects women to choose between career and family.
Oh, absolutely.
And Serena's proving you can do both, even if it's not always easy.
Exactly. And it goes beyond, just sharing her personal experiences, too. Remember, Serena had some pretty serious complications after she gave birth to her daughter, Olympia.
Oh, yeah, that was terrifying.
It was. She almost died from a pulmonary embolism.
Yeah.
And she had to fight so hard to recover.
She did. And that experience, it really had a profound impact on her. Yeah.
It really did. It opened her eyes to these healthcare disparities that Black women face.
Yeah.
They're disproportionately more likely to experience, pregnancy-related complications, even death.
And Serena, I mean, instead of staying silent about it,
right,
she used her platform to raise awareness about this huge issue, demanding better care for Black mothers.
Which is amazing. I mean, it's a testament to her ability to, turn personal pain into this force for positive change.
Yeah.
She's advocating for policy changes, more research, better training for medical professionals.
It's about saving lives.
Absolutely.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, she could have just focused on her career and her family and, no one would blame her.
Right.
But she chose to use her influence to make a difference in the world.
And her commitment to social change. I mean, it doesn't stop there.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
What else?
We haven't even talked about the Serena Williams Fund.
Oh, right. Her foundation. Man, she's been incredibly active in philanthropy, especially when it comes to education and supporting, underprivileged youth.
Which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It stems from her own experiences, growing up in Compton. She saw firsthand the impact of poverty and lack of opportunity.
Yeah.
And she's determined to break that cycle for other kids.
She's amazing. I mean, she's built schools in Africa.
She has.
She's supporting programs that provide access to, technology and educational resources for underserved communities.
It's truly inspiring. And it's not just about writing checks either.
It's not.
No. She's actively involved, visiting the schools, meeting the kids, really immersing herself in the work.
Wow. Okay, so we've got this phenomenal athlete, dedicated mother, passionate advocate for social change.
Right.
I mean, is there anything else this woman does?
Well, we haven't even gotten to her impact on the world of fashion.
Oh, right. The fashion. Man, Serena has always been known for her, bold style, on and off the court. She's a trendsetter, a fashion icon.
Absolutely. And she uses fashion as this form of, self-expression. Empowerment.
Yeah.
Remember that catsuit she wore at the 2018 French Open?
Oh, yeah, the catsuit.
It was iconic.
It was.
And it was more than just a fashion statement, too. It was a challenge to, traditional norms and a declaration of her own agency.
It sparked a huge debate, right?
It did. Some people criticized it.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people applauded her for, breaking barriers and pushing boundaries.
Totally.
It brought up important conversations about, body image, athletic attire, and the double standards that get applied to female athletes all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And Serena used that moment to make a really powerful statement about, women's right to choose what they wear and how they express themselves.
It was powerful. And let's not forget her clothing line.
S by Serena.
Yeah, S by Serena. It's all about inclusivity, body positivity, and, empowering women to embrace their own unique style.
Which is so important in a world that, constantly tells women how they should look and dress.
Oh, yeah.
It's a reflection of Serena's own journey, her own challenges and triumphs, and she's using fashion to send this message of, self-love and confidence.
It's amazing. It's truly amazing to think about everything she's accomplished in so many different areas. Tennis, motherhood,
Mm-hmm.
activism, fashion.
She's done it all.
It's mind-boggling.
It really speaks to, her drive, her work ethic,
Mm.
and her refusal to be limited by any one label. Serena Williams is a force of nature, and her story, it's far from over.
Welcome back. We're on the final part of our deep dive into Serena Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, we've covered so much already, right?
A lot.
Her rise to superstardom, her unwavering fight for equality,
Yep.
her inspiring journey as a mom, her impact on fashion, so much more.
Yeah.
But I think what's so striking to me is, even with all of these accomplishments, her story's still going. It's not over.
Right. It's crazy to think about, actually. Her legacy is still being written.
Exactly. That's what makes her so fascinating. She's always evolving, pushing boundaries, redefining what's possible. But as we wrap up, I'm actually kind of curious to hear your thoughts on her lasting impact. How do you think, how will people remember Serena Williams? Future generations, I mean.
Well, I think she's already, solidified her place as one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Oh, for sure.
But her influence, it goes way beyond sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like this cultural icon, a symbol of empowerment for, women, girls, especially those from marginalized communities.
It's true. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Being a young black girl wanting to be a tennis player, and then you see Serena
Dominating
the world.
It's got to be so powerful.
It is. To know that, your dreams aren't limited by your race or your background. Anything's possible.
Mm-hmm. It's about representation, right? Seeing someone who looks like you achieving at that level.
Yeah.
It shatters those glass ceilings. And Serena's success has opened so many doors for other people to follow in her footsteps. I mean, that's a legacy.
It really is. And it's a legacy that'll, keep going,
For sure.
for generations.
And it's not just about, inspiring future athletes either. It's her fearlessness. Speaking out against injustice, demanding equality, challenging the status quo that resonates with everybody.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't matter what your job is or where you come from, that message is powerful.
It's she's leading by example.
Yeah.
Showing us that we all have a responsibility, to use our voices to make a difference.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how big or small that difference is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Serena's legacy is all about the power of one person to create real change,
Yeah.
It's using your talent, your influence, everything you have to uplift other people, to challenge injustice, to leave the world better than you found it.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
So as we conclude this deep dive into Serena's incredible life.
Wow, it's been a journey.
It has been. I have one final question for you, our listener. What part of Serena's journey, resonated most with you? What will you take away from this?
Hold on to that inspiration, that spark of possibility.
No.
Let Serena's story fuel your own pursuit of, greatness, whatever that looks like for you.
Beautifully said. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing those boundaries.